my honor to award the Superintendent's Scholarship Award to that student who, by virtue of her academic rank, has qualified as the valedictorian of the class of 2023. In just a few short months, she will begin her studies at Princeton University. It is my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2023, Claire Filipowicz.
To Dr. Portamani, Mr. Wickman, the members of the Board of Education, and the faculty and staff of DHS. I would also like to thank our parents, families, friends, and loved ones, especially mine. Your love and support have helped mold us into who we are today, and we are incredibly grateful. There is no doubt that high school has taught us many valuable life lessons that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. We learned how to properly manage our time, how to foster lasting friendships, and how to effectively calculate the net force exerted on a block when it's placed in the moving elevator, which I'm sure will be crucial information to have at some point. But I could argue that some of the most important lessons came packaged inside little colorful cardboard boxes. Let me explain. Like many of us, board games were a staple in my household growing up. The game of life was my personal favorite. With our little stick figures in the front seat of a miniature car, we drive along a path of choices. Go to college or right into the workforce, get married or stay single, have kids or have money. But regardless of our personal decisions, we eventually come to a point in time where we must choose between the safe path and the risky road. Decorated with glittering green spaces that entice us with great rewards and flashing red ones that warn of failure, the risky road, in my opinion, is always the better option. I hope that we will not be afraid of it. I hope that we learn to be comfortable with the times we will inevitably land on red, and I hope that we will be able to revel in the rewards we earn from landing on green. The game of life reminds us to drive over a bridge of fear into a world with ups and downs, successes and failures, and most importantly, endless opportunities if we are willing to take the risk. Like most other nerds, I eventually grew to love Trivial Pursuit. In this game, I excelled in the history and literature categories, but I could not answer a question from the geography or sports categories to save my life. This prompted me to team up in order to win the game, strategically picking the people who were the best complement to me. I learned quickly that everyone has his or her strengths and weaknesses. In college and beyond, I hope that we can find what we love and become great at it. But I also hope that we learn from others and explore different interests. We will be given the world, and it is up to us to grab onto as many experiences, form as many connections, and learn as much as we can, because in doing so, we can complete a brightly colored circle. As of this moment, my favorite game is Scrabble. I love Scrabble. I'm really good at it, except when I play against my mom, because she's better. I remember frantically arranging my letters in hundreds of ways, attempting to find that elusive 50-point bingo. One night when we were playing, she had a huge lead, and I had terrible letters left, a bunch of vowels and a Z. I knew it was over, but I hate losing, even more than I hated taking the AP Stats exam, and that was really bad. But anyways, after staring at the board for 15 minutes, I finally conceded and took my best shot. I threw down a ZA on a triple word space, unsure if it was even a countable word. I got up as she tallied the totals, annoyed by another defeat at her hands. As I walked away, I heard my mom's voice reveal the score. I had won. You can clap if you want. Thank you, appreciate it. It hasn't happened since, and if I get nothing else from college other than to learn obscure vocabulary to beat her again, I will have considered it a success. But what I learned from playing that game was that small things can have a big impact. Through a few hours of community service in our small town, or seemingly insignificant acts of kindness, our class has made a difference, and I challenge us all to continue to do so. We are not only the future, but we are also the present, and there is not enough time for us to wait and take steps towards our goals to slowly start to change the world. From charades, we learned that our actions speak louder than words. Twister taught us that if we get tangled up with the wrong people, we will inevitably become crashing down. That the train wouldn't come during my speech. From charades, we learned that our actions speak louder than words. Twister taught us that if we get tangled up with the wrong people, we will inevitably become crashing down. And from Monopoly, we learned that if we want to be rich, buy a lot of prime real estate and build commercial property on it. Of course, I could go on, but you get the idea, and it's getting late. So I will close with this. As we leave here today to set off to play the real game of life, I hope that we will become so comfortable with failure that we are unafraid to take risks, that we take advantage of all life has to offer, and that we make an effort, no matter how small, to make the world a better place, so that when we look back, win or lose, we can be proud of how we played the game. Thank you.